Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. For this one, I'm just trying to work on the rest of this collection. So this is the goodies I got from Scrapbook Your Joy. This is Vickie Boutin's Wildflower and Honey collection, and I'm getting towards the end of it. So I decided for this one, I really wanted to focus on these 3 ephemera pieces. I love them ever since I got them in the pack, and I think they work really well together. This blue, this darker bluey, purple, violety one, and the pink, or the reddy pink. And I really wanted to use them all together. So I picked this more neutral background with this kind of craft with the scripty words, and I figured I would try and do some embellishment clusters that could mimic this color story so that that would make sense. I really thought it would be nice just having those 3 ephemera pieces all together in a cluster. So that's kind of where I started this layout. You can see I'm already building another ephemera cluster with similar colors to have at the opposite side of the page. So that's where my design started. I know this page is going to be about Green World Coffee Farm, which is this little coffee farm we visited on Oahu, Hawaii. We actually didn't even know it was there. We had went to the Dole pineapple plantation, and once we had finished, we had some more time left in the day. So I just really quick went on TripAdvisor or Googled, things near me, popular sites near me, and this little coffee farm popped up, which was really cool. It was a cute little coffee shop. It wasn't really like a destination or an attraction, but they have this little eating area surrounded with these coffee trees where they actually harvest their own beans. And inside they kind of show you the process of growing the beans and each stage of the berries to the beans to being roasted, and it was just so nice. So I really wanted to document it. I thought the colors in the photo went really well with this craft paper. So that's kind of where I'm starting. I have a scrap of this this blue dark navy that is very similar to this violet kind of color that's in my clusters. So I am doing a border punch to kind of stretch that out and make that be a shelf to build from my photos. So it kind of turns out like an L design. I think the proportions are a little awkward, but I didn't really know how to fix it. So you can see pretty much what happened was I was determined to get everything that I got on here, including this second photo of the sign. I really wanted to get this Green World Coffee Farm sign on this page, but I didn't really design this page to have 2 photos. So I kind of just forced it to work by having this sign bleeding out from this lower cluster into the photo. So I'm glad it's on here. I think it is important to have ephemera or, things you think are important to the story but may mess up your design. I think as a scrapbooker, it's okay to have pages where you focus more on the story, even if, adding that journaling or adding that title or whatever messes up the design you have. So that was one of those instances. I knew I wasn't going to do another page just with the sign. I really wanted the sign to be scrapbooked though, so I made a decision to get it on this page. So that's kind of what I'm left with. I do want to do some paper layers behind this photo. I do have my second piece of packaging from the ephemera that has this honeycomb pattern on it, so I really wanted to get that used up this month too. So you'll see me layer the photo in that. I definitely know I want a little bit more ephemera layered up behind the photo too, so I'm just trying to figure that out really quick, trying to pull in more of that blue and more of that pinky red that are in the other 2 clusters. So I'm just trying to look into that. I do have another sheet of this navy that I'm going to matte the photo in just so that color is represented as well. So that's kind of what I'm working with. I do want to matte the photo on this blue, and then I will pull in the packaging that has that honeycomb pattern. So that's kind of where I'm starting. I'm just trying to make sure those 3 colors that are in those 3 original ephemera pieces I keep pulling in throughout the page. So that's kind of where I'm starting. So I'm going to get my photo matted really quick. And then there's that packaging. Again, I only really want the honeycomb pattern. I really don't want the floral detail that's on the side, so I will cover that up. I think I actually cut that part off and just tossed the part with the floral because I really only wanted the honeycomb pattern. I think I do pull in this 4x6 piece from the cut apart. It's a really nice journaling spot. I just haven't used it this month, and I didn't think I would. So instead of it going to waste, I decided to use it as a layer. It's a really nice neutral graph that has that pinky red detail in the graph lines. So I figured it can work as a paper layer since I wasn't going to use it as a journaling spot. So I'm just getting all that glued together. And yeah, I need to glue down my little cluster up here. And then there's not a whole bunch other than that. I do have this open space to the upper left-hand corner. I feel like that's been a theme this month. I've been leaving that upper left-hand quadrant empty, and it's been bothering me. So I will fill that in with a little something something, but first I'm just going to glue this all down. That cluster looked a little naked, so I am going to toss a doily in there as well. And then there is a little blue chipboard piece that's that bluey teal color, so you'll see me tuck that in there as well in a moment. I really wanted to use this Love This. I cut that off of a different journaling piece and then ended up not using it on the page I thought it would. But with having the Tell the Story die cut in the upper right hand corner, I did want some black in the other cluster as well, just so that was balanced. So I'll end up moving that down there by the end of the layout. But I had another scrap of this craft paper I used on an earlier layout, so I'm going to use that as my final mat, just to kind of pop the layers up a little bit more and have a little bit of definition from those layers to the background. I think that's just enough to kind of give it some definition, and then I'm just going to thread the tags with some twine. So I'm going to get that situated. There we go. And then there's that little teal chipboard sticker I wanted to get in there as well. And then I'm trying to figure out where this little Love This die cut's going to go. I know I want it in that bottom corner, so it does end up making it on there, but I hem and haw about it a little bit. And then I had this little awkward gap where the scallop border punches on the bottom in my photo, so I wanted to fill it with something. So I did do a few layers of just simple black and white washi to bring that black and white from the two clusters into another area. I just didn't want it to be the background paper. I thought there was a really awkward gap there. So you see me just filling it with washi, and then I will put my photo in my little Greenwood Coffee Farm sign that I fussy cut out of the other photo to kind of fill that gap in a little bit. But it's really bothering me being able to see the background through that gap, so I just needed to fill it in a little bit. But now I'm going to get all that glued down, and then I think I'm pretty happy with, as happy as I can be with this design. So yeah, I'm playing again with where I want this Love This tag. I keep thinking I'm going to have it above the photo or in the cluster, and then in the end I move it down to that cluster, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to glue that down really quick, and then I think the only thing I have left is to fill in that upper left quadrant. I'm trying to figure out if I do anything else before then. I think about doing some stitching, so you see me kind of prepping for that. I thought I might just do little white cross stitches scattered up on the diagonal in that corner, but in the end I have white Nuvo drops back, so I do end up just filling it in with sprinkles of Nuvo drops. I do go in with my white gel pen and just sketch around the outside. You can't see it too much, but I thought it'd be a cool detail to kind of bring it all together and connect everything. So maybe you'll see it in the close-ups, but I really felt like I needed to contain the open corner because it just felt so naked. So this drawing around the outside helps a little bit, and then I do go into my white Nuvo drops, so you'll see that in a moment. I am so happy I have my white Nuvo drops back. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I got actually 2 bottles of white Nuvo drops that were duds, and I contacted Tonic Studios, who creates Nuvo, and they sent me replacements right away, so I'm super happy to have my white Nuvo drops back. But here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, these products are from Scrapbook Your Joy. I will link them in the description. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.